guys, good morning. So for my little Thanksgiving gift to you guys, I am doing 2 videos today. This one is going to be about being a neurodivergent spiritual baddie, I guess we could say. This is something that I know very well, and I wanted to talk to you about it because it's something that I have struggled with on my path, and I've moved through it. Like, it's not to say that I'm immune now, but I definitely learned my lessons, and I wanted to make you guys aware of some stuff. Okay, I do have ADHD. I am not ashamed of that. I'm pretty sure most of you can already tell. I'm very energetic. I'm always having 1,000 thoughts running through my head, and I was actually dating a psychiatrist a while back, of all occupations that I could be with, and he told me that ADHD is not actually a defect a lot of the time. As far as DNA goes, it's actually from back in the day when our ancestors were hunters and gatherers and warriors even, because with those roles, our heads always had to be on a swivel, right? You're looking out for predators, you're looking out for enemies, you're looking out for attacks, danger, fire, a million things at once, because things were not as structured as they are now. And that's how we developed that trait of our brain moving so quickly and also being able to move through tasks very easily. Especially when we talk about survival and certain parts of the brain and the body that work together. Very common in ADHD. And I do not recommend dating a psychiatrist. They will try to get into your head. I learned a lot. I really did. But that was one piece of advice that he gave me that has always stuck with me. And appreciating my gift and my ancestors. And if you have that, that means that your ancestors at least lived long enough to reproduce. So your ancestors are the ones that survived, because the survival rate and the longevity of life was not very high back then. You were lucky if you made it to 40. And now the average age of passing is getting to be twice that. So society has come a long way, but our brain and our biology has not caught up. And spirituality can tie into that as well. Something that neurodivergent people struggle with is a lot of times we don't know when we're being manipulated, because our brain literally does not work that way. If we're a good person, if we're not a manipulative person. Some people swear that Nikki is a manipulative. Okay? I don't try to be. I promise you. I'm very watery. My emotions are kind of like my radar and my map through my life. I'm a Cancer. I can't help that. And that can be very, very used for good or bad, right? But I'm talking about in comparison to people that deliberately try to manipulate you. And like I said, I have moved through this. I feel comfortable talking about it. I've scraped my knees. And your spirit guides are going to be extremely overprotective over you if you are neurodivergent. For the first 4 years of my journey, before I realized that this was a big part of it, my spirits were overprotective as fuck over me. It didn't matter what I tried. Like, it was very, very difficult for people to get close to me. And I had never had that problem before. I've always been a little bit of a loner. But in that time of my life, because I was awakening spiritually and I had gone through a lot of stuff in those recent years, my spirits were extra close to me and very, very protective. They still are, but they kind of showed me how to navigate certain things. So if you're in the thick of it and you feel like your spirit guides are overprotective, be thankful. Okay? Some of us have stronger, more protective, more wise spiritual cords than others. Some people do not have very good spiritual cords. They're going to have 1 or 2, maybe 3 very, very strong, good guides. But other than that, other people do not have it so lucky. So consider yourself blessed if you feel overprotected. I used to get so frustrated. And at some point, naturally, I'm going to think there's something wrong with me, or it's psychic attack, or something like that. No. I had to literally receive clarity and be able to see situations for what they are without being manipulated. And I had to go through dealing with this energy so many times that, I can smell it a mile away. I might not say anything. I just kind of gently remove myself from the situation. But this energy spiritually has a telltale odor. Trust me. Not to pick on the men, because I'm not saying that women are not manipulative. Okay, we're kind of known for that sometimes, but at this point in time right now, the dark masculine is being forced to elevate and step out of those controlling, domineering, toxic masculine behaviors that can be very manipulative. That trait is not going to survive coming into like the next generations of humanity and stuff. This is a crucial time for humanity to evolve past this bullshit, because quite frankly, it's destroying the human race, because women are deciding not to have children and not to get married. So that might not be your solution, but the solution might be to be a little bit more mindful and sit with your spirits. Talk to them. If you have a new relationship, it's not a bad idea to get a reading. And unless you're at a certain point on your journey, I do suggest getting a non-biased reading from someone else. That way you can receive that clarity and not only see what you want to see, and make sure it's someone that you trust. I'm always going to give you guys what my spirits say, and this is also one of my niches to kind of guide my fellow neurodivergent spiritual ladies, because it's a wild ride. It really is. And you're going to be different from your peers. Your gifts are going to process a lot differently, and you have to be very protective over your head. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not stupid. You're not slow. You're not dumb. You're not underdeveloped. It's how God made you. Okay? And it's certain traits that your ancestors passed down to you. And it can be used to your advantage if you move through it. Okay? Be thankful that your mind cannot conceptualize manipulative behavior. But you still have to be aware that it exists, and you have to know when to spot it. And I'll make a separate video on like telltale signs of a manipulator, especially when we're talking about spirituality and certain behaviors that they'll do, certain agendas that they will push on you spiritually, all that kind of stuff. But I love you guys so much. If you have any questions about this, you can book a session with me. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a nerd and neurodivergent at that. Okay? I love you. Bye.